I don't know what happened to this generation here, but the previous generation, we didn't care about. We didn't care about working with our hands or getting dirty. You know, it's really sad. It's really sad that we let them put us into a cube matrix. I fought it. I've tried to speak against it. I've tried to warn people. I've actually tried to warn people offline, online. You know, oh no, I cut my hand. Oh no, I got a little scar. Mama, I cut my hand. It's too cold outside. It's too cold outside. I'm afraid to pick up a hammer or a screwdriver. Oh no, I got my coat. I got my jacket on this wood. Oh no, it's gonna get a little spot. I can't even walk outside the house without getting my clothes soiled, dirty, whatever word you want to use. Oh, don't put your hand there. It might be a snail or something. It might be a bug or something crawling around on that wood. It's just ridiculous. They've actually tried to take away your connection with the earth. If they can take away your connection with the earth, then they can take away your soul. And that's what they're trying to do. Trying to steal your soul. This should be normal for any man. Working with wood, working with concrete, working with a hammer, using a hammer to build stuff. This should be normal, people. They don't want you to be normal. They want you to be like Bill Gates, sitting behind a... Look, did he really do that? Or was he an actor? I think he was an actor. I think the whole thing's fake. I think the whole thing is set up to take you into smaller and smaller cubes. 666 cube system. I don't have a script because I work with my hands my whole life. This is nothing to me. This to me is normal. Most days I have a cut. Most days. This is normal to me. I'm not worried about what kind of bug is on this wood as my hand is right here. I found this I got this wood at 70% off and I'm gonna use it somewhere. I don't know where yet. But when I see something that cheap, I gotta get it. But here's the deal. This is not scripted at all. It's never been scripted. I just took and rightly divided the word, and then I rightly divided this reality. Look at those telephone poles in series. Everything's in series. What does series mean? Sequence. Everything's in series after Christ, in sequence after Christ. And everybody says, I want to be a seer, S-E-E-R. All right? The words tell you how to be a seer. If you're born again, listen. All the witches and the warlocks, they're trying real hard to be a seer and to be a prophet and a prophetess and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, if you're born again, I'm going to tell you how to be a seer right now. You already know all things. Look around. Everything's in series. You look like your daddy, your mama, your grandparents. You know, you look like the children look like their mom and their daddy. The mom and daddy come together, and the child looks like them both combined, right? Because the child is in series and sequence after. And so that sequence, you can actually see it on this wood. It's in series, right? You can actually see it everywhere you look. The grass, the trees, everything's in series. Sound it out. Series. So you want to be a seer? You want to predict the future? It's happening now. The same thing is happening now. Next year I'll be doing the same thing. Because if I was to die right now and they put on my tombstone, how would you describe him? He worked with his hands his whole life. That's how you would describe me. Yeah, but wasn't he a Bible student? Yeah. Wasn't he a Bible teacher? Kinda, I guess. So you could throw that on there too. But working with your hands, embodiment, yeah, that's what I meditate on all day, 24/7, 7 days a week for my whole life, the truth. Even when I was a kid, I wanted the truth. I was reading Proverbs. I didn't even know what I was reading. What are you embodying? What do you embody? What do you embody? Foolishness? Truth? Drunkenness? Is that what they're going to put on your tombstone? I'm worshiping a beer. I told you about that girl one time I dated. I didn't know she was an alcoholic. And she had their TV on. And I took her beer. And I said, worship that. Because it was on top of the TV. I put that beer on her TV. And I said, this is what you worship, right? Here, let's put that on the TV and you just worship that. She was drunk. I was mad. She pulled me in and fooled me. I didn't know she was alcoholic. I told her to her face. I said, go ahead and work. Let's put that beer on the TV, and I want you to worship it. Worship that beer. That's what you're doing. Worship it. I wasn't playing games with her. I mean, I knew I was kind of just doing an act, but I was trying to wake her up. I don't know if she ever woke up. I hope she did. I just didn't look back, you know. I ain't dealing with that foolishness. I think she was in one of those. I think she came from one of those churches, one of those cult churches. But she knew a lot of truth. But it was not truth rightly divided, you know. That really happened. Been some crazy stuff. She was trying to take me off my purpose too. A lot of people are trying to take you off your purpose, off your calling, off your freedom. They want to turn you back into a slave. They want to put you in a little cube, a box, and get you away from to working with your hands or whatever you're doing. Whatever your hands find to do it with all your might, for in the grave there is no work. I don't care what you do. Just do it with all your might. I don't care what you're doing. Do it with all your might. Don't do it halfway. Do it all the way. If it's studying the Bible, go all the way in. Listen to every seminary doctrine out there and listen to every teacher out there. And if it takes 40,000 sermons to get the Bible, do it. Do what you got to do to get free. I'm using this camera to back in. I thought it was cool when cars added these cameras. I thought about it before it happened. Long before it happened, I thought, why don't they have cameras in the back of a car? 20 years later, they shut up. Because I studied Proverbs my whole life, I memorized a lot of Proverbs, and it just comes to my mind like this. That's the way I think. Proverbs 5, 7, and 9 tells you about the evil woman, and it tells you what her goal is. Her goal is to take you down to hell with her, men. Are you going to go to hell with are you going to hell in a handbasket with the unsaved? Are you going to stand and run to Jesus and stand on the truth and tell the unsaved to get out of your face? David said, I won't have a liar in my house or in my face. If they're a liar, they got to get away from you. And you know they're a liar because they contradict themselves. It's time to get real, people. And anybody who wants to be like Bill Gates, get out of my face. Anybody wants to, look. Oh, it's a muffler. I went over to the other house and there was a propeller. I thought it was another one over here. Some people need to cut off the internet and build their future. If you're still in debt and you're on the internet, go get a part-time job. And then get out of debt and then come back and teach us what you learned and show us how in 1 year you accomplished more than you did in 10 years when you were dealing with that stupid internet. Seriously. Yeah, but I don't want to do a part-time job. That part-time job might turn into a career. You might end up liking it. You might end up liking that part-time job. That guy's remodeled that whole house and building him a little shed, building him a deck back there. See, here's how you beat Bill Gates. I'm going to tell you how to beat Bill Gates. You start to exercise. You start to do some push-ups. You start to lift some weights. You start to walk. You start to ride a bike. You get healthy. You build your muscles. And then when somebody's 30 years younger and you're outworking them and they're looking at you like, huh, they're like shocked. How can you outwork me? Because you're stuck in a cube. You're destroying that sugar's destroying you, making you weak. That alcohol and those carbs turn to sugar and make you weak. You believe the lies of the system. You think that system cares about you? You think Jezebel loves you? You think Delilah loves you? Where's she at? Where's Delilah at now? Where's she at? She'll leave you high and dry. You'll be out here on the street and she'll be laughing. And for the women, you think that evil man loves you? Playing them video games all day? I hear about this. I hear it more in the black community than I hear it in the white community. But you see these black girls bring a guy in, he sits around the house, he don't want to work, and she's working. The white ones, the guy, she marries this guy, and he's just sitting there playing video games all day. And they're driving an old ratty, rattled car. He don't work. She's paying all the bills. And the tags are out on the car. And he don't want to work, and she's just supporting him. And he's playing video games all day. Sitting around talking about stupid stuff. Football games. Okay, so if you don't take that part-time job to get out of debt, what are you going to be doing? Watch football, the red versus blue repeat. Sitting at the house, scrolling stuff that you already know. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to jog up here to the stop sign and get me a little bit of exercise.